Good morning guys, and thank you for joining me on my latest adventure. So I've just woken up in Santorini. I've actually been in Greece for the last 10 days. We are Cyclades island hopping, and I vlogged everything, but I didn't actually chat to the camera, so I thought I'd just introduce this vlog and thank you guys for coming along with me. I was actually in Greece just a month ago in Mykonos, and I vlogged the whole trip. So even though we were in Mykonos and Milos and now Santorini, I just did a little snippet of Mykonos because I do have a recent vlog from there which I've linked in the description box down below. But from Mykonos we then went to Milos, which I took more videos of because, oh my goodness, the island of Milos is absolutely beautiful, and it's definitely an island I'm going back to. Out of the three, it was the only island that I hadn't been to before. And right now, back in Santorini, just waiting for the sun to come up and the breakfast to arrive. But yeah, that was the introduction. Here's the vlog. To travel around the islands, we flew into Mykonos with EasyJet, and then we travelled with the ferry to both Milos from Mykonos and Santorini from Milos. It was super easy. We used a company called Direct Ferries, and I booked everything before we travelled. I even messed up the dates once, and I just emailed them and they changed it for me. So they're a great company, highly recommend them. You can get your boarding pass on an app, and then when you arrive at the port there's usually a little kiosk somewhere where you can go show them your boarding pass or your code on your app, and they'll give you the physical tickets. And we're traveling during COVID, so the boats were quite good, socially distanced as best they could be. So they had a few seats blocked off, and of course we had to wear a mask at all times. They were a little bit late, as many things in Greece usually are. It's their own time clock over here, which is, it's fine. We're on holiday, we're okay with that. But yeah, don't book a ferry if you've got a flight or anything involved the other end. But yeah, it was really, really easy, and highly recommend it. Much easier than flying in between the two, or trying to arrange a fancy private transfer. I think they worked out as 60 euros each, but I'll put all of the details for the ferry hopping on my blog. After Milos! Super busy as we expected, but we've come midday, which was not our fault. We didn't get our ATV until like 11, so we risked it because it's not windy today, and for the next few days it's going to be super windy, so we figured we'd come even though we know it's going to be busier, but we wanted to see it whilst it's all like nice and blue and white and it's not that windy. But I mean, even if there's loads of people here, it's still just as pretty, and I'd still recommend coming regardless of how busy it is. And now we're going to pack up our stuff and join the crew by jumping on there. Woo! Okay, jump number 1.
There's something about you that caught my eye. There's something so true that sparks a light. And I don't believe in love first sight, but I can't deny this thing I found. I'm not saying that you would change my life, but what I'm saying is you make me come alive. I'm not saying that you are just my type, but what I'm saying is you make me come alive. Ooh, I'd rather be in this state of mind.
Well, that was super cool. After lunch, we've just parked up the quad and we're looking for a little lonesome beach for just the two of us, which doesn't seem that difficult to find here in Milos. Well, this'll do. Beach for two. So both our location, Polonia, and the town of Plaka are great places to watch the sunset, but we came here earlier on today. I don't know if you can see, we will shortly, a tiny little beach behind me, and it was quite busy, so we didn't bother going, but we thought it'd be a really cool place to watch sunset. So we are just climbing up, and I think we were absolutely spot on. Yeah, the boys up top going, yes babe, we did good. So this is actually a fully archaeological site. That's the beach actually down there that I was talking about. You can't see it so much in the dusk of sunlight, but look at this for a spot all to ourselves to watch the sun go down. I am obsessed with Milos. We've been here for one full day now and we are both absolutely in love. So we've come to the main port town of Adamas today, which is where we got our ferry into, and it's so quiet. So we've got this cute little seaside restaurant pretty much all to ourselves. Morning. So today's super exciting. We are renting our own boat. It's super easy to do that here in Greece. We pre-booked with excellent yachting online before we came, but we are just going to pick up and take it out for the day. There's loads of boat trips that you can go on, but for the freedom and the fun as well, we decided to get our own boat, and we've got it for the whole day right the way through until sunset. So excited. We're going to see as much as we can, but our main aim is to get to Kleftiko, which is one of the clearest, bluest waters and beaches there is here in Milos. morning. So yesterday the boat trip was so much fun, and it was really cool just taking it out on our own and having our complete, you know, freedom to go wherever we wanted. However, I say that the wind did get in the way. We didn't manage to go to, well, that many places. We didn't manage to get down to Klefsko. It was far too windy, so we just went across to one of the islands super close here to Milos and close to Polonia. It took us about 25 minutes. We did find, in my opinion, paradise, and I've never seen anyone post there before, and there was just a couple of super yachts there while we were there, and we kind of had like the whole sea to ourselves. It was so nice, and then we were wandering on these private little beachy coves, and we could have stayed there all day. It was so nice. We tried to venture out and be adventurous and go to a couple of other beaches, but it was just too windy, so we ended up coming back to Polonia. And the beach here is so nice, so we just put our anchor in at the beach here and just laid in the sun. For the rest of the day we just spent like 3 hours on the boat eating snacks, jumping in the sea. It was really, really fun, and I highly recommend Excellent Yachting, the company that we booked through. Stelios, the owner, he was so good, so amazing. We had his number at all times, he had the GPS tracker on, and he gave us like a 45-minute introduction to, you know, how to drive the boat and the area, where to go. He taught us how to use every single aspect of the boat, some things that we wouldn't even need, but because we knew how to sort of cope with things, we felt super confident out on the water, especially when it was super, super choppy. So today we are going to head down to some of the southern beaches. I'm really, really excited. We saved them all because we knew that the weather was going to be a little bit windy towards the end. So today's our last full day in Milos, and we're going to try and go to as many beaches as possible. We've been quite lazy waking up super late because this is very much a holiday. So hopefully when we get to our first beach, which is Ferry, Plaka, it won't be too busy, but it looks amazing. I'm so excited. This is the best thing about Milos. We've been here for 3 days in comparison to our 5 days in Mykonos, and already we're both like, Milos all the way. Like, it's amazing, and I know already I'm coming back. Crazy how nice this beach is, and there's just so much of it as well. Completely public, insane. I just can't imagine what this place is like when it's not windy. This is a windy day in Milos, and this is how gorgeous the water is. So we decided to come to the closest restaurant to Plaka, which was about a 9-minute quad journey, and we were unsure because there wasn't much, you know, online or any check-ins here, but it's one of the most beautiful restaurants, and the beaches down below is going to be our next stop because they look absolutely stunning, just as blue, a little bit more secluded, less people, but so pretty. Greek salad, my new favourite, comes in Milos, Dakos. Always gone for some lamb chops and chips, all the while with this insane view. where we just had our lunch. So we are off to Plaka tonight, last night in Milos. That's our room right there, by the way, top corner. So we just got back from Plaka, Old Town. My goodness, I've been in Greece for a week and I'm as white as the walls. I'm going to blame it on the lighting, we're going to go with that. Plaka's really cool, it's the oldest town here in Milos. We saved it until the last night because we had 4 nights here. The first night was a bit of a write-off. So we spent it here in Polonia because we came in from the ferry quite late, and then we spent an evening in each one of the main towns, and Plaka is the oldest, furthest away from where we're staying, but also the best place to watch the sunset. So we thought we'd save that, and it was a really lovely sunset. The town is really beautiful. It's like an old cobbled town, beautiful architecture. There's 2 gorgeous churches, both of which have an amazing view of the sunset. And then there's just a handful of restaurants and cute little shops, and a couple of bars as well, and it's just really nice. You really feel like you're in Greece in that town. I know that sounds quite silly, but it's so quintessentially a Greek island hotspot. It was really nice, and we just gave our ATV back now, and we're going to pack up the room and then get the ferry in the morning. Highly recommend getting an ATV. It's probably one of the highlights of our trip actually. It's so easy to get around here in Milos. There's only 3 or 4 main roads, so you don't even need to have your Google Maps on, and all of the signposting is really good, and everyone's really courteous when it comes to driving as well. They're used to people driving ATVs, so we felt safe the entire time. And it was just so nice because you get to, just stop off at the cute little beaches because there's so many as you're moving from destination to destination, or, pull up and climb a little mountain to watch the sunset. Yeah, they're really, really handy, and it was super affordable for us as well. I'll write the name of the company that we hired from, but ours was 27 euros a day, and we had quite a powerful one, I think, as well. Brand new. Service was amazing. We've just dropped it off, it's nearly midnight now, and the guys come to pick it up from us, so highly recommend. The hotel did everything for us before we stayed here, but yeah, we're off to Santorini tomorrow. It's going to be completely different to the other 2 islands, but really looking forward to it. With the views like these, as I'm sure you can appreciate, we have just been enjoying our room this entire time we've been in Santorini. Tonight, however, we're going to venture out. We're going to go to Ia, or Oya, depending on pronunciation, which is the main town here, where all of the pretty slopey buildings are, all of the pastel colours and the blue domes. Meravigli, which is where we're staying, is beautiful, and just wandering around here is amazing, but Ia's like the more famous one, so we're going to go there for sunset and some dinner, just dragging ourselves away from this hotel. So we are now in Ia, which is considerably busier than Meravigli. I've been to Santorini twice now, and I personally prefer Meravigli to Ia, but I still think you should come and see the wonder of it. It's obviously much bigger, there's more shops and restaurants, and it's another great place to watch the sunset as well. And that leads us back to here. So now this is our last morning here in Santorini. Our checkout is at 11, but our flight isn't until 8 p.m. So unfortunately, when you're staying in boutique hotels, when you're checking out, someone's checking in, so you can't really get a late checkout. But there are a handful of beach clubs that you can pay to spend the day there. Now, it's quite pricey, but we've decided it's worth it because we don't really want to be, you know, wandering around town for 6-7 hours. So we've decided to go to La Moustache Resort, which is in Amerivigli, so we can walk there, and it's just got a nice big pool. We're paying €100 for a cabana, and with that you get a bottle of wine as well. So like I said, it's steep, it's pricey, but it's better than, you know, wandering around with nothing to do for the full day in Santorini. And just like that, breakfast arrives. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's wake up the boy. Shats. Breakfast. So with breakfast here, you just fill out a little form the evening before and then the time you'd like it, and then it arrives in the morning for your dining and viewing pleasure. So we enjoyed our little pool day. One thing I would say to you is if you have a late flight in Santorini, make sure that you book a hotel that has a pool so you don't have to pay the extra for going to an alternative pool. But for us it was really handy. I'm glad that we did it because we got to enjoy our last day. But for now we are right in front of our transfer. We're just waiting for our luggage to be brought up, which is really sweet actually. They bring your luggage up because there's lots of steps in Santorini. It's like part of the package. So yeah, we're just waiting here. I just took a picture. Over here you can see behind me somebody else is taking a picture. It's like one of the famous spots in Amerivigli. Really beautiful picture, so it's probably already on the gram. If it is, I'll link it. If not, it will be soon to come. So thanks so much for watching, and if you like the video, give it a like, subscribe. I don't know when I'm going to be off again. COVID is determining all of our trips right now, of course. But that's it from Greece. Bye!